Alright guys, so I heard a little rumor that you can use the MXR 10-band EQ as a boost in front of your amplifier. Let's find out if it's true. Welcome to the channel. Here at Tone Wars, we help you get the most out of your gear. I do demos, shootouts, tutorials, and dial-ins in the hopes that it helps you make the best decisions regarding purchasing the right gear for you. Whether it's amps, guitars, pedals, speaker cabinets, speakers, and digital platforms. Whatever it is that you're looking to buy, you can find really good demos here on the channel. So subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Alright, so let's get started with this little experiment. So I heard from certain people on Facebook and I don't know wherever else, heard through the grapevine, right, that you can use the MXR 10-band EQ to boost the front end of your amplifier and really fine-tune everything. So let's go ahead and try that right now. So as you can see, I have the EQ pedal off and it's pretty much set at neutral. Everything's at neutral on it. And I'm going to go ahead and engage the Kraken right now. I'm going to turn it on and play it without the pedal, and then I'll engage the pedal and see if I can get this thing to work with the amplifier. Okay, so far I'm noticing some differences. I don't know if they're good ones or not, but I'm going to keep messing with it and see what I come up with. So basically, I turned the volume all the way up and put a little bit of gain. Now, it's not obviously dirty gain, it's just gain from the pedal. And brought down some of the lows. I'll just keep messing with the EQ section now and see if I can really fine-tune this and get it to work. I'll go ahead and turn it off and turn it back on again and see if I've made any progress. Well, that's pretty interesting. It's definitely helping with the response on the amplifier. It's getting more responsive, but I'm getting some extra frequencies here that maybe I don't like. So I know I boosted, here, let me switch back to the pedal here. I know I boosted, oh, this freaking tape's twisting the pedal around here. I know I boosted the 16K and the 6K, so let me mess around with those a little bit and see if I can really fine tune this thing. Well, I'm definitely making some progress here, so stay tuned to the end of this video, because if I can get this to work, what I'm going to do is shoot it out with the mud killer and see how close I got it, and maybe I'll use the mud killer to help me fine-tune the MXR 10-band EQ a little bit more. So let's continue on our quest here. I think I'm almost there. This actually is working out better than I thought it would. I'm shocked at how good this is working. I thought this was going to be an absolute joke. So it's true. Now I could spend probably another 20 minutes fine-tuning this thing, but it's actually working. I can't believe this is actually working right now. The amp feel is really good. I mean, there's a great response, and it definitely made it more aggressive and woke up the amp quite a bit. Let's do a on-off comparison with the EQ right now and see what the difference is. Okay, after a little bit more fine-tuning, I got it to sound a lot better. So basically, we switch over to it again. All right, so as you may or may not know, the gain fader here is controlling the volume of all of these adjustments that I'm making on all of these different faders here. So I have it set pretty much at neutral. I mean, it's just above neutral. So it's just slightly enhancing all of these adjustments that I'm making here. And if you turn it down, obviously it'll diminish the adjustments. So if you're going to push some of these frequencies, you want to be really careful with this fader so you don't, you know, push them too far and then it gets really raspy and nasty. And that's what I was figuring out as I was doing this. I've never done this before. This is the first time ever hooking this pedal up. So I'm learning a lot right here on camera. So it's actually doing a really good job though. So if you want to enhance some frequencies in the amplifier as far as what you're pushing in front, you can easily do that here and then kind of double enhance them by using the gain fader. So that's pretty much what pedals do. They're enhancing some frequencies and they're also taking some away. As you can see, I took out a lot of the low end coming into the amp here, and it really cleaned it up. And then I just cranked the volume all the way up, just like you would on, an overdrive pedal. That's pretty much your level on a pedal. So I just cranked it up all the way, and I got to be honest with you, I mean, the amp feels a lot better. It's a lot more responsive, and after I made these fine-tuning adjustments, it actually sounds a lot better too. So let me just do a quick on-off with these settings and see how it sounds now. Wow, I'm freaking blown away at how good this sounds. I mean, again, I've never done this before, and this is like an initial, kind of thing here. I'm doing this right on camera for the first time. I didn't do any preliminary trying of this at all, so this is actually really cool. So I guess the answer is, the rumor is true. You can actually boost the front end of your amp with an MXR 10-band EQ pedal. I mean, it's actually really cool. It's kind of like you can make your own custom overdrive pedal. That's pretty much what you're doing here. The only thing you're not getting is like a gain knob, so it's kind of like a clean boost, but clean boosts are awesome, especially if you dial them in right. So this is probably one of the most flexible versions of a clean boost pedal that you could get, you know, and it really does make a huge difference on the amplifier. And if you have multiple amps, you can really fine tune the pedal for each one of your amps. I know I'm calling this a pedal, it's not really a pedal, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm kind of a believer here. And again, I could spend probably another 20 minutes with this thing, boring you guys to death with, you know, moving the faders around, but I think I got it in the territory where it sounds really good and I could make some fine-tuning things later. But I did turn the gain knob up just a touch because I wanted to enhance some of those frequencies I was pushing a little bit more, and I feel like it really got that really nice bite and edge on top when I did that. So you want to move the gain fader up on this pedal in very small increments and you'll find the sweet spot. Don't crank it because again, you're just going to really over exaggerate all of the settings that you've changed on all the other faders. Alright, so now let's see how all the settings on the MXR 10-band EQ compare to a real overdrive pedal like the Mud Killer. So pay attention to the screen here. When you see the Mud Killer appear, that means I'm using that. When it's not there, I'm using the MXR 10-band EQ. Dude, I gotta tell you, it's really close. This is freaking crazy. So I felt like the Mud Killer was slightly smoother. So let me see if I can smooth out the MXR pedal and see how close I can get it to the Mud Killer now. Well, it's close enough to my ears and my hands. It sounded and felt very similar whether I was using the MXR 10-band EQ or the Mud Killer. It sounded and felt pretty much the same to me. I can't believe this. This is amazing. I mean, when I heard people saying this before, it was probably about a year ago, people were saying this, and I think it was Facebook groups or something like that. They're like, yeah, you can actually use that as a boost in front of your amp. And I was like, I mean, yeah, maybe you can, but it's probably like a crappy boost or something. You know, like I don't see how this is going to sound or feel really good to use. But I mean, I've had this thing laying around my house for almost a year now. I ordered it a while back, and I just haven't had time to mess with it. And I'm shocked. This actually sounds and feels really good in front of my amp. So if you want to have your own custom boost pedal in front of your amplifier, and especially one that's super flexible, I mean, this definitely can do the trick for you. So basically what I did to smooth it out is I just took the 16K all the way down, and that took a little bit of that raspiness off of the top end, and everything else I think I pretty much left the same. So those are the settings anyway. So take a look at those settings And that's basically how I have this thing set up for the Kraken. Now keep in mind the Kraken is a slightly darker amplifier, and with other amps you might have to use different settings, but at least that's a good starting point for you, and then you can just fine tune it from there with whatever amp that you're playing through. And yes, pickups vary, so I'm not used to playing this guitar. I haven't been playing it very much, so it was kind of interesting to do this video with this guitar, but it worked. So like I said, the rumors are true. You can really do that. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something out of it. I sure did. I mean, I literally learned something on camera today, and that's kind of what I do on this channel. So if you liked it, please give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do, and click the bell so that you can be notified anytime I either go live or come out with new episodes. Well, I got a lot more stuff coming up for you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.